So students, this is a video which is going to cover the unit number 5. Okay, so let's begin. We have already started the programming using Java language, and I have sent you the PPT for the introduction of Java. So let's do a quick revision for this chapter. Okay, so Java was invented by Sir James Gosling. Earlier the name of this language was OAK, and later this name get converted and a new language get come, and the name of that language was Java. Okay, Java was developed for the user to do the web designing. Okay, and it was fully fledged programming, and this language evolved in 1991. Okay, coming on to the properties of Java language. So Java is object oriented, it is platform independent, it uses compiler as well as interpreter. It is a robust language and it is a case sensitive language. As we all know what is object oriented programming language, we have covered this topic. Platform independency means working on any kind of operating system. Java is a language which can work on any kind of operating system. Java uses compiler as well as interpreter. How, that we will see later. It is a robust language and it is a case sensitive language. Okay, coming on to the compiler and interpreter. As we all know, we all are working with the high level language, and high level language is what language? Which is understood by the user. Okay, so, and because machine language is the language which is understood by the machine, there should be a translator, and the translator is what? Compiler only. So compiler converts the high level language to the low level language. Okay, this high level language is what? Our source code, and this bytecode is what? Machine level language. And because Java offers the platform independency feature, that's why this bytecode will get converted to the intermediary code, which is going to be understood by each and every operating system which is using worldwide. Okay, so the meaning is compiler transfers the high level to low level, and then further this low level get converted to the intermediate code, which is going to be transferred with the help of interpreter, and this interpreter will let enable the feature of platform independency. Okay, so this was the all overview about the compiler interpreter, plus I have already sent you the PPT regarding the what is the meaning of the compiler and what is the meaning of interpreter. One more thing students, Java virtual machine. What is the meaning of Java virtual machine? So you know what, the interpreter itself is called as the JVM for the Java, because interpreter is going to convert the bytecode to the intermediate code which is going to be understood by each and every operating system. Okay, so interpreter of a Java is called as what? Java virtual machine. Moving to the packages which are used in the JDK in Java. Okay, so these are the list of packages which we normally use in Java programming. But first of all, what is the meaning of package? See, package is a folder. Package is a folder which is a collection of so many kind of classes. For example, take an example of WhatsApp application only. Whenever you install any kind of application onto your mobile phone, you will find out the folder of that application onto your phone. Similarly, every application has its own package, or package is what? Folder only. That means package is a collection of so many kind of classes, and those classes or those programs you are going to use when you are doing programming. Okay, so package is what? It is a folder which is a collection of so many kind of classes. So as you know that JDK 1.5 has a library called as JCL, Java Class Library. It contains various packages. A package is collection of classes such that each class includes a built-in function. Some of the package of JDK is listed below: .lang, .io, .applet, .net, .awp, .txt and .math. We will work practically by using all these kind of packages. Very soon only we'll do programming by using all these kind of packages. Okay, till now you can read all this table. Like lang is used to support the math integer threads, etc. IO is used to support the input output. Similarly, math is used to support the mathematical function while doing Java programming. Okay, so now how to use a package? To use a package, the syntax is you will write here import and then the package name. For example, I suppose I want to use the IO package, then what will I write? I'll have to write here like import space java.io.asterisk. Okay, so what is the meaning of this dot asterisk? This dot asterisk means it is going to include all programs in IO. Dot asterisk means with this asterisk is going to include all the programs which are available in this package name. Similarly, if I want to import a package util, So that means dot asterisk will get import every package which is installed into that util name package. So this is how we import a package. We will do the programming by using all this kind of packages. Okay. Coming on to the keywords which are used in the Java programming. Okay, so these are the list of keywords, like for example case, to, try, for, long. These all are the keywords which we use in Java programming. Okay, there are some words that carry some special meaning to the system compiler. These words can't be used as a variable name in a program. Like for example, if suppose I want to use if else statement, so you can't use this if word to name any kind of function or to name any kind of variable. Why? Because these are the reserved words which have its own specific function. Take an example, this void. So void is a return type which is used to declare a function. Similarly, float is a data type, break is a statement, import is a word which is used to import a package. Okay, so every keyword has own specific meaning, so you can't use these keywords to name any kind of function or variable because they have their own specific task. Okay, so now moving forward, so they are the basic element of Java: class, declaration, main, function, output statement. Java, this topic we have already covered. Okay, practically also we have covered. So students, this chapter is completed. Now we will start chapter number 6. So I hope this video will be helpful to you. If you will find any kind of doubt, then you can ask me, you can message me, call me. Okay, thank you.